Since I'm level 14 and I haven't done an Infested Pit video for some reason, I'm gonna go do one now, because if I don't, I'm probably gonna forget for the 90th time. So you see, Infested Pit is really the best dungeon there is, because the thing about Infested Pit is you get spider build from there. Now, I don't know if you know this, but YY the Gamer has yet to do spider build solo LI, despite our multiple requests for him to do so. So he's either A, gotta make Smash Heroes content, or B, where is Spider Build Solo LI? I need it in my life. I forgot, I haven't done the quest yet, so time to kill 2 birds with 1 stone again. So here's how you do the quest, ladies and gentlemen. You talk to that guy, you run into this cave, you hold the directional buttons and don't give a single sugar honey iced tea about anything that's spawning in this area. You pray to God you don't get stuck in this cutscene, because apparently half the new players that join this game get stuck in this cutscene. Proceed to spam movement spells across to the other side unless you're an archer, in which case you probably still could escape, but I mean, who cares? Get your bucket of lava, because apparently lava can't melt a bucket, and give it to the guy right here. And now we enter the dungeon itself. So, Infested Pit can go one of 2 ways. If you're a warrior or assassin, congratulations! You've earned 1 free cakewalk. Oh, what's that? You're an archer or mage? Well, God help your pathetic soul, because you're about to be swarmed into oblivion. Allow me to give you an appropriate reaction of every archer main starting out the game when they come into this dungeon alone. Help me! At least Mage has AoE melees, but Archer doesn't even have that on its side. Meaning the only way you are not going to get immediately destroyed upon walking into this room is by either camping up there, or if you're like me and you just have a bunch of legendaries at low levels. But like I said, if you're a warrior or assassin, pretty much this entire dungeon is a joke. There's pretty much no potential threat outside of the possibility of accidentally hitting the eggs and spawning about 50,000 spider minions. In which case, just use your AoE spell. Once you collect 26 tokens, you proceed to the parkour room. The parkour can be skipped if you're mage or warrior, and sometimes assassin. It's pretty annoying with archer because you may end up just getting stuck in a web. But either way you choose to go about doing it, it really is very easy. Now I know what's going through your head right now, everybody. This guy is a warrior. How did he die, Shot? You said warrior was the best early game class. And to that I say, he needs to get good. In this room, there's a lot more space to work with, so you won't get swarmed as hard if you're mage or archer. Especially if you go slowly, where you only kite small groups at a time. You can close these spawn areas if you want to. I don't recommend it because sometimes you'll be like 1 token off and nothing will spawn for some reason. There's only 2 new enemies in this room, the red spiders and the green spiders. The green spiders are pretty much those ranged mobs you fought at the very start, except they spawn less. And the red spiders are just easier to hit normal spiders. Once you collect 20 tokens, you go into the next parkour, and it is possible to skip this parkour. For example, as a warrior, you can proceed to do this, but if you're archer or assassin, I recommend just doing the parkour normally, because again, if you're an archer, you'll probably end up just hitting your head on the roof or getting stuck in a web. An assassin probably can't make it this high like Charge can when it comes to spamming, so you probably could spam vanish from there to over here, but still. Also, that jump right there for some reason can be super annoying, and I really do not know why. Then you proceed to run past all of these black spiders because you really do not care and you just want to finish the dungeon. And now you go up against Arachidicus, and first off, close these spawn areas immediately. The reasoning behind closing those spawn areas immediately is because the spiders that spawn in there are a lot stronger than the spiders that spawn from the ceiling. Her minions are really the only thing that make Arachnicus difficult unless she decides to pull out an RNG web. In which case, the web probably won't even result in a death unless there's about 50 minions on the field. She also has Pool, and depending on how many minions there are on the field, that can sometimes result in getting destroyed, and other times be perfectly fine. Oh, well, I didn't mean to kill her there. I was trying to run around, but then I noticed there were about 50 minions on the field, like I said, so... Oh my god, I'm trying to talk, leave me alone. One problem I forgot to mention, if you're trying to spell cast against Arachnicus, you want to stay a little bit away from her, because for some reason when you try right-clicking on her, her hitbox is really big, and for some reason it just doesn't register that you right-click. And that can sometimes screw you over if you're trying to cast a spell and the game just says no. So just keep that in mind when you try to cast the spell. Anyway, it's time to talk about rewards. All of these things are epic because they're part of the spider build. In all seriousness, Spider Ring is pretty decent despite its really low stats. That's mostly because most new players will not have any accessories whatsoever outside of Raygon's bracelet at this point. The set itself is overall fine, mostly abdomen just because it gives you 1 4-second mana regen. The set bonus itself is also decent, but I wouldn't recommend grinding this 6 times to get the entire set, because you'll probably just find generally better gear. Stingy's a pretty obvious one. If you have a thunder weapon, get this. All the uniques are fine, especially because you only need to do it once to get it. They're generally better than most other uniques at this level, and sometimes even rares, but not legendaries. Originally, I didn't think Maul would be that good, but it's pretty good. Mostly because its base damage is so high, which makes sense because it is a super slow weapon after all. Webplate's main issue is its below average health, but it makes up for that with 2 4-second mana steal, which is very good at this level. I can't emphasize enough how good mana steal is at lower levels. If you don't believe me, just go look at Blasphemy from Ice Barrows. It is probably one of the most broken chest plates in the game. It is getting nerfed next update though, which it needed to get nerfed. And then of course you can get all the tier 3 tools from there if you want to do gathering or whatever. 1 through 60 gathering is fine, 60-70 gathering is and then 70 plus is where the real grind begins. Well, anyway, there you go, 100% not accurate review of Infested Pit. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go bully YY more to do Spider Build Solo LI. Oh wait, before I leave, can we acknowledge how great Infested Pit Key Guardians are? You're just minding your own business on the road, and all of a sudden, from a mile away, you just see an Infested Pit Key Guardian headed your way. Infested Pit Key Guardians are pretty close to the level of how much I love Ice Barrow Key Guardians. It's not all the way up there, mind you, but it's pretty darn close. And at least if you hit them once, they just kind of run away for no apparent reason.